Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Talk 21. It's me, your host, Sam Genova, along with.
Hi, I'm David Vitti, and we're here for another episode. And today we have a special guest. He's been with our organization since mid 2000, 2005, I think, something like that.
Yeah, around there, 20,
And
2006,
and
07.
so here he is. This is Anthony Galippi. He's been with us from the get-go here at Century 21 Fine Living, and he's one of the top producers in our office, consecutive. If you know Century 21, our grand award is Centurion, and he's been a Centurion Award winner year after year for as long as I can remember. So, welcome, Anthony.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It's nice to be here. I appreciate being invited. Thank you so much. Yeah, so to bring it back to the beginning, even before being licensed, just real estate was always a very passionate interest. So as an investor, as an end user, was always scoping properties and looking for opportunities, even since I was a kid. So yeah, that eventually led into actually getting licensed when I kind of hit a crossroads with my corporate career and just realized that I wanted to be more entrepreneurial. Even though I had side things happening, figured it should be my focus. So I got licensed and started my real estate career full time. In terms of the current market situation, obviously there's been a shift. I think my colleagues will agree that with rising interest rates, as fast as they went up and as much as they've gone up, it hasn't really given a chance for people to adjust. So people who are on mortgages that are variable and are experiencing higher mortgage costs are trying to adjust. And people who were thinking about getting in the market and or selling are having to react as well. Some are being more conservative and holding off. Others are trying to get their homes listed thinking that it might just slow down even more. Having said that, it's not a doom and gloom situation. I think where we work anyway, we're fortunate enough that we work in a metropolitan city like Toronto.
Yep.
Very busy all the time, just getting busier. And just our industry as a whole, we are susceptible to the forces of the market. But, and this is a big but, life happens. So people get married, people need dwellings. Unfortunately, people pass away. Downsizing,
Things change.
investment opportunities. So there's always going to be a need, and there always is. So we all adjust, and we take it day by day and try to forecast. It does become more difficult to forecast. Things happen a lot quicker in the industry today than it ever has. But this is where I think, as realtors, where we offer a lot of guidance and professionalism to kind of navigate through all of this.
Right. I think that like with the forecast and the economy shifting and rates and that, we're feeling that things are a little bit more lagged. Things are taking longer to get things done, but I gotta say, this year, like as much as we're a little bit slower, you've probably had another record year, and you're basically at par to get your Centurion Award once again. Where like a lot of agents within the last year have not that they're not struggling. It's just like our client base are not just reacting or acting really quickly. But in your case, you've been doing well, and I don't know I think it's maybe just indicative of the fact that you have clients ready to do things, right?
I think it just, what I was saying earlier, so being a full-time realtor now for 15, 16 years, and I know we all take the same approach as take care of your clients.
Yeah.
So most of my business has been referral driven.
Yeah.
And because life doesn't stop, every new client that you build, they spread your name if you've done right by them. So
Right.
15 years later, all those clients over the years that have been nice enough and I appreciate that spread your name, life doesn't stop for them. So that it's almost, I don't want to say pyramid, but like you're growing your base. So they're your champions. So yes, the market overall might slow down, but if you have enough people that you've worked with and life doesn't change or doesn't stop for them,
Things will
opportunities
happen.
come. So you stay busy.
Yeah, so here's a guy who is nowhere to be found really on social media, but he's been top producer for the last, I don't know, 20 years.
Not
Talk
20.
about that. Talk
Yeah.
about the fact that you're not on
So
social media.
that's my point, is the fact that his business is sole referral based has to tell you something about Anthony and how he's been able to do it year after year after year.
You
Even
guys are going to make me blush.
even in a down market, right? It's it's really remarkable, to be honest.
Right.
So explain it to us. How?
There's so many ways to operate your business. There's teams out there that, from a numbers base, number one team. You can define it so many ways, but their volume, their factories, and not that they do a bad job. They don't. I am very hands-on, so I am referral based. I'd like to think anyway that most of my clients do become good friends, and that even after a transaction, I'm a source for information, advice beyond real estate. And it's just the nature of the game in that when you're working with people, especially first time, like, you become part of their lives.
Right.
So there's a time period there where they're your social network and you're theirs, and you kind of learn, whether you want to or not, you learn almost everything about them.
And you're genuinely trying to help them.
Absolutely. So there's a trust there. And yeah, social media relative to real estate industry is still kind of a new phenomenon. And it's been around for years, but now I'm diving in a little bit because, yeah, it complements. I don't necessarily expect my business to grow because of it. If it does, great. But I think it's a complementary to what I already do. So
And an awareness.
So when I do get that referral and someone wants to kind of see what I'm about, that they have a warm lead before we even meet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So do you think that your 2024 is your breakout year on social media?
It has to be, because I'm starting from such a baseline, a low baseline. Everything is going to increase by hundreds and
I
hundreds
love
of
that.
percent.
I love that answer though, right? Because anything he does is more than he did before, right?
Right,
So, and it's
so,
just
yeah.
taking steps.
And I have basics. I have a Facebook presence, a little bit of Instagram, a website. So that was more out of, again, not seeing like you were behind the times, but I know social media is the part of the times now. So someone could love or would want to work with me. I can have the greatest referral
Right.
from one of their trusted friends and family. But especially with a younger audience, if you don't have that social media component just to back up, and is this guy ancient?
Yeah. Who is this Anthony
Then
Gillicky?
that means, I gotta ask the question to all three of you. Are the business cards obsolete or are they still used today?
I mean, business cards, how I see it, it's like since COVID started, nobody wanted to touch anything. So we already kind of went away with business cards. And now I feel like
Kinda
we
back.
do still hand out a business card, but sometimes people are just not receptive. We're just sending out a handle. Like, you can find me on Instagram, or, some of the marketing material that we leave at the houses, feature sheets, we'll have our contact info. But nobody's really like anxiously awaiting a business card anymore. Even when we go to homes and we're going to show a property, you used to walk in and the vendor might be there. Sometimes they don't even care about it. They just don't ask about it as much.
For me, anecdotally speaking, with my business, I'm seeing a few aspects that are changing. Color brochures, kind of losing their appeal because everyone's walking in with a 3D virtual tour
Yeah.
on their phone. And
Yeah.
they may grab a brochure if they're there, but it's almost you don't need it.
Yeah.
What about the QR code? I've seen at some homes where all the client has to do is
Scan.
QR code, they get everything.
Yeah,
So-
our feature
yeah.
sheets have QR codes. We have that, but I just think printed media in general, for marketing and real estate, has gone on the wayside
Yeah.
because like
Do you feel the same about printed media, Sam?
I mean, it's definitely not what it used to be. I mean, I think someone walking into a property still likes to pick up the brochures and,
Yeah.
and look at them and take it with them so they remember what they're looking at. Because if they've gone on a tour and they've done 10 open houses on the weekend, they want to remember which one was the one that they connected with most and they were interested in. But, I mean, it's, today a lot of the stuff is all online. And
So now the next
I
step
mean-
is talking about door knocking. Do you believe, especially you, let's start off with the guest today. Do you believe that door knocking now is becoming a nuisance because now everyone has all the information at their fingertips? They don't need someone to sell them while they're in their home.
Again, many ways to build your business and how you go about it. I've personally, for real estate, have never door knocked because I was referral based. So I did try it once or twice in my own neighborhood when I was the new resident, and I was a nuisance to them. The only time I did door knocking after that is when I needed neighborhood support because I was building my home and I just wanted to let everyone know what was going on, and I need signatures for permits and this and that.
What about you guys? Do you
I
guys-
think I've door knocked before. I think that there's nothing wrong with door knocking. I think Hi, how are you? No problem. So, what I was saying with regards to, we can get going?
So she can actually sit right there.
She'll be not in the way.
She
I don't
will
want to be
not
in the way at all.
No, you can sit right there.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
How are you?
That's Sam, Stefano, and I forgot your name.
Who's Sam? Asia.
Right here.
Hi,
Oh, yeah.
Sam. Asia.
Hey, so that's our newest of agents in the office. Okay, so what I was saying is,
But
yeah.
door knocking and being a solicitor.
So being a solicitor, things have changed definitely for sure. Like I mean, we all
There I
get
can
the,
see you, my darling. There I can. There I can. There I can. Okay. Umajamanata. Good. Beautiful.
we're good.
Yes.
So
Breaking balls in people's houses.
okay, so
Breaking into people's houses.
yeah, so door knocking is definitely something that we've done. I feel like it's become more of a nuisance with regards to some people because now we're inundated with weird phone calls about like selling something or CRA scams and that. So we feel like we're falling into that same category when we're door knocking. But I feel like with regards to door knocking, you got to kind of do it a bit non so conventional. Like you should maybe just approach a house, and not a hard pitch on something, just like more of an introductory. And whether you're trying to be an area influencer or an area professional,
So
you could just.
believe in that?
I believe you can. Yeah, I
So
believe.
you believe you don't believe it.
It's not that I don't believe. Again, I think there's all kinds of possibilities. And I have door knocked specific homes clients were interested in, and I approached specific with a purpose for. But like a carpet bombing of a neighborhood door knocking is not my style.
Yeah.
I know it can work, and people have been successful just like cold calling.
Yeah.
I don't cold call people. To you making reference, your phone's ringing off the hook with
Right.
CRA scams and this and that.
Yeah.
I know what's worked for me, and it's been my preference is that referral where someone that I want to work with, they trust this person. So I've been vetted for them, and because I have a good relationship with the client that's referring me to someone else,
It's
in
just
some
it's
regards,
easier.
that new client potentially has been vetted for me.
Right.
Where
So I gotta now hold on. Now you brought me to the next topic is cold calling. Now Sam, do you think that people being we're in an era where air duct cleaning is a very big nuisance,
Yeah.
and somehow they'll put realtors calling them out of the blue under that kind of a nuisance call.
Yeah.
Do you think that cold calling is obsolete?
I mean, I always like to approach to be able to get in front of somebody's face rather than just pick up the phone and call. Like I'd rather for sure door knock than cold call because it's a cold call. Like I know when my phone rings, that chances are most of the time if I don't pick up, I know somebody's gonna leave me a message. Most of the time they don't. It's because it's
Telemarketing.
it's soliciting, right? So.
How do you feel?
yeah, my phone displays suspected spam fraud.
So does
I don't-
mine,
so-
but they're getting so they use like almost your cell phone number to be.
So this is it. So it wasn't that long ago where cold calling was happening right at dinner time on the home line,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Now
for most
it's
people today.
now it's on a cell
Now it's
phone.
on your cell phone, and it's all the time. So really, if I want to get my foot in the door with someone who doesn't know me,
Right.
it's completely random, and they could be in the middle of their day doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm the last person they want to hear about.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and when I'm approaching them, this is where, again, I know I harp on the referral part of it, but at that point, you're going there with substance. You're bringing some sort of value.
Yeah, that lead is
The problem
lead.
is you've got a viable, bigger business, and you've been building and growing it for years. So for that new agent, you're trying to do something, but is better than nothing. So I think the more you get out there, whether it's a cold call or whether it's door knocking, the more you do of this, you may get some results. If you have nothing else going on, or you're like just starting out, so it can hurt. If you're gonna go do door knocking, I would suggest just do it in your specific area that you live in.
Yeah.
So let people be more aware of what you do as an introductory, not a hard sell on whether are you looking to sell or buy. No, more an introductory about yourself, and then people know that you are a community member. Not only that you've been there for so many years, but now you're pivoting your career, so on and so forth. So that's where I see it. Door knock. I mean, cold calling. It's tough. That's a tough one, but people do it.
So to your point, like I definitely agree. Like hypothetically, you have a listing in a neighborhood. right? You were
Talk
fortunate
about
enough
it.
to get a listing.
That's different.
Door knock in that neighborhood because
That's different. You have a purpose.
exactly. You're going with some value, even if it's just, hey, did you know that
Yes.
this home is
You,
coming to
you
market?
also
right?
have to believe in it, right? Like if
Oh,
you're cold
100%.
calling, you have to believe that there's an end goal here. There's going to be business. Like if you're going into it, and not liking and not enjoying what you're doing, you're definitely not going to be successful at it, right?
The other
And then the last, sorry to interrupt, but I gotta say, the last topic of interest in this episode is now full circle with the email blasts. So in your industry, it's very important to collect emails so this way you can,
Spam
push them-
everybody.
spam them with like new listings or events that you have. What do you guys think about the email blast?
I mean, go ahead, Anthony.
I was going to say 10 years ago, yeah, I had an email distribution list with a weekly newsletter report. Just here's what I've done. Here's some interesting
Information,
and scenarios. Here's what I've experienced. Like,
10 years ago.
but then really just your email goes to a junk file now. So we need podcasts. We need Instagram. We need that. It still gives the power to the viewer to decide. And really, it's just more captivating.
But I do think
more
I
engaging.
think email blasts with people that are actually approved and want to get your emails, that might be okay still because it's not so intrusive. Like you see an email coming through by Anthony Galippi, and I don't want to read it right now, but he's got some pretty good information. I'll look at it later. And then if you don't like it, there's always an unsubscribe button, so you can get rid of it.
Yeah,
and it's not like you're in your face, like no door knocking. So
Yeah, exactly.
And-
It's a little different with the email.
And
but-
what do you think of this, Sam? But maybe there's merit to all of it to certain degrees.
For sure.
So you do all of it.
For sure.
Right?
And especially for the newer agent that's trying to get out there, the more you do, even if the results are not 100% like etched in stone that you can't quantify them, the fact that you're doing things and that you keep busy and active, it makes you feel better at the end of the day. Like you know that you're really trying to work on your business.
prospecting,
You're
yeah.
doing your job. But like at the end of the day, we don't know exactly what always works. So you do everything you do to hopefully gain that one more lead, that one more deal, because it'll pay for all of it. But at the end of the day, we really can't quantify which one really works. But if you're doing them all at some degree, you can't make a mess. And you're going to fix the problems along the way while you're doing them, right?
And when I say do them all, like really 3-4 key things. You don't want to spread yourself too
Right.
thin, right? But yeah, and then as you grow your business, you're going to see where you want to meander a little bit because one thing worked a little bit
Well,
better
this-
than something else.
Yeah, this is it. Do what you feel is working for you, right?
Yeah.
So now to wrap up this episode, because we've already hit almost the 20-minute mark already.
Nice.
We're gonna have a little fun with our guests. I want each of you to say your favorite, either your favorite restaurant, cafe shop,
Oh, boy.
or
Oh, boy.
no spot to eat at for the viewers to check out. So Sam, let's start with you.
What do you want to know?
I want to know. Give me your favorite restaurant, so this way people can check it out.
Dude,
I don't know.
McDonald's. Big Mac combo. Don't put that
I
in,
don't-
Steph. I know you will.
No,
I know.
I'm going to.
No, you better not put that
I don't
in.
have a favorite restaurant. That's a hard one, man, to put me on the spot like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Gully, what about you?
A go-to. It's not a sit-down, but if you can get a nap after you eat, California Sandwich is the original location.
Which location?
Down there by St. Francis Church growing up. Is it on Claremont there? Is that the street, the side street? Now I'm running a blank, but yeah.
Okay, so you're not talking about the one on Weston Road and Highway 7?
No,
No, that's not
the
original. That's your original
So
location.
you're talking about beside Downsview Park?
No, downtown down here.
So just north of Dundas, south of College, on a side street, Claremont.
Was that the first, the OG?
That's original.
That's the OG. So,
Still
quick anecdotal story. As a kid, tried to save up 50 cents.
To
Going
get a
through
veal
the
sandwich.
not a veal sandwich. Couldn't afford that.
What's that?
A sauce bun. They would just
Are
put
you
their sauce on a
serious?
Kaiser.
Oh my.
Just,
And we-
just the sauce, no meat?
And we would take off our street hockey makeshift pads and we'd line up and get our sauce buns and we were in heaven.
That's
Wow.
it.
That's
wow.
it.
Mr. McDonald's, what do you say?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of good restaurants. I'm not sure.
Mozzolino?
Yeah, they're good too. I'm not fond. I mean, I love Italian food, but I don't run to Italian restaurants when I'm going out for dinner. I'd rather try something that I wouldn't otherwise be able to get at home. So
That's
I
hard.
don't know. I'm not sure.
It's a hard one.
So then-
So we wanted to take the time to thank Mr. Galippi for coming on the podcast. I'm sure we'll have you on many more times. You can follow us at for me Sam Genova Real Estate.
And you can find me at c25living.ca. And again, thanks.
It's been a lot of fun, so thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Would love to
Anytime.
come back on future podcasts if possible. For anyone interested, you can find me at agfineliving.com.
Perfect.
You got to do it like to Fabio. Hey, you want to talk bidi bop budu boop down the stairs over there? Dici una cosa.
Yeah.
So just say, see you guys later.
See you guys later. See you on the next one.